G'day guys, and today Shorty and I are going to do our tips for round 22 of the season. We're 2 weeks away from a week off and then the finals, mate. I keep asking every week, how excited are you?
I'm pretty much the same amount of excitement as I was last week, mate. How about yourself?
Yeah, no, pretty good. Probably wouldn't have been as excited if Richmond beat us, but very close one in the end. But no, we'll look ahead to this week, mate. And first off, cap of the rank, we've got West Coast and Hawthorn at the main stadium. The Eagles, a very surprising result over the Giants, getting home by a point, and the Hawks, they turned the gears and did what they had to do against North and did it pretty comfortably. Should be an interesting clash at Domain.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this one. It'll be a very interesting battle. There's a few stories that can come out of it, so someone's going to have a lot of questions surrounding him. And I think Hawthorn are going to win. I'll tip them by 17 points, but yeah, just don't know. I mean, that Giants victory, it could do a lot for the belief of the Eagles, and they did get them over there last year. So, look, you just never quite know. I don't think Hawks will do it easy, but I do expect them to find a way to win.
I'm spot on with you, mate. I'm going to go the Hawks by 19 points. I think they're just so good. They find a way. When there's an option to lose, they simply don't. When it's absolutely necessary. So if they lose, they're a chance to drop out of the 4. But with the Giants actually losing, then their 4 spot isn't totally lost, which is quite intriguing. So amazing how little results just sort of even each other out. But yeah, you expect Hawthorn to find a way. They're just they're probably the best. So I expect the Eagles to put in a very good show and wouldn't be too surprised if they won. They're in good form at the moment. And moving on to North Melbourne and Sydney at Blundstone Arena. North generally play okay there, and North are still in shocking form. They got had the Hawks last week and got pummeled in the first quarter. Sydney, they were fantastic in the second half against the Saints for the big win and likely premiership favourites at the moment.
Yeah, they sure are. They really got rolling in that second half, and North did themselves no favours. I'm going to tip Sydney here, sitting by about 30 points, I think, mate.
Yep.
Fairly comfortable winners, I reckon. They are peaking right now, and they'll be hoping to continue that to the finals, but they're certainly in irresistible touch at the moment.
They're on fire, mate, as you said. I'm going to go to the Swannies by 36 points. North are they've got injuries left, right and centre. Sydney's form's unquestionable at the moment. They're playing some irresistible football at the moment, as you alluded to. They've got so many winners and so many good players playing well, so I can't see them losing this one. Moving on to Richmond and St Kilda at the MCG. The Tigers very plucky against the Cats. They nearly got the job done. Went down by 4 after being up by 35 points at three-quarter time. St Kilda, well, they were very good in the first half, but fell off the rails in the second half. The Swannies got them very comfortably by around 70 points. Intriguing game.
Yeah, no, it still sounds nice, that 35 points, and we get up by 4. It still has a nice ring to it, mate, but
we like it.
You never know what Richmond can bring, as we saw. They're one of those middle to low ranked sides that on their day can be damaging, but on their off days they're woeful. But I think St Kilda will have a win here. Not comfortably. I'll tip them by sort of your 3-goal mark. I'll go 19 points, but yeah, neither side has been consistent, you wouldn't have said. So it depends who's up on the day, and the Saints have less to play for as they did last week, but Saints for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Saints as well by 21 points. I think if they have a couple of really, really big wins and North gets smashed a few times and Melbourne don't win the next 2, there is possibility, but yeah, there's lots of external variables that they don't have any control over, so they should get the job done nicely. But it could be a slight 50-50. I think the Saints will be too good. Moving on to the Giants up against the Dockers at Spotless Stadium, and the Giants, they let one slip, not very good in the last contest of the game, which ultimately cost them the match. And Fremantle, they're not going too well at the moment. Adelaide absolutely got rid of them by around the 72-point mark, and they're an absolute rebel at the moment.
Yeah, 100%, mate. They're absolutely shocking, basically. They're looking to next year, they're no good, and the Giants will be disappointed with their results, and you would expect them to be pretty ruthless if they get off to a good start against the Dockers. I'd really want to cash in, and yeah, I expect them to. So I'll tip them by 61 points. They're still as good as any when it's nice and easy and they're free flowing and running. They can do some serious damage, and I think they will.
So, mate, I'm going to go the Giants by 53 points. Yeah, they'll be very keen to make amends from last week. They're a good side to respond from disappointments. And the Dockers are just simply a terrible football side at this point in time, and obviously they won't go in thinking they can win, and the Giants have stars all around, so they should be winning this game. Moving on to Collingwood and the Gold Coast at Etihad Stadium. Interesting, Collingwood playing a home game there. So the Pies were very good against the Dogs on the Friday night. I think they went down by 3 points and nearly snuck a win there. And the Gold Coast, well, they wouldn't be too happy with the Bombers getting across the line. Tommy Lynch had no impact, apparently, that's what I've been hearing. Dead rubber.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? It's not much to gain out of this and not much interest around it unless you're involved, really. But I'll tip Collingwood by 23 points. It's hard to tip both of these sides at the best of times, really. And they've ebbed and flowed throughout the season. But I just think it's sort of at home, isn't it? Being at Etihad, it's not quite as in Melbourne, but I think they'll be too strong for Gold Coast to had a year to forget.
Good stuff, mate. I'm going to go Collingwood by 15 points. I think they'll be too good. Travelling away for Gold Coast is always a bit of a challenge. I expect it to be relatively close. If Gold Coast get off to a good start and play the way they like to play, I reckon it'll be a nice, close affair. But I think Collingwood will be very keen to make amends. And they've got some... When they show up, they're a good side.
Yeah.
Port Adelaide and Adelaide Oval. How many Adelaides there? There was 3, mate. The clash, the showdown. How do we see it panning out?
Yeah, well, you just never know with these games. I mean, Adelaide are the obvious pick, of course. Port in poor form, and Adelaide are just destroying teams of late. But the showdown can bring all sorts of results. But I don't see this one panning out that way. I think there's too big a gap between these two, and Adelaide, it's just simply too important to not win this game. It doesn't always work like that, but it's just a must win for a pretty quality outfit, and I think they'll be too good for Port. I'm going to tip the Crows by 42 points.
Bang, cop that. I'm going to go. I'm going to go the Crows too, matey. As you said, normally sometimes it can be a 50-50 game, but with the current gap at the moment, you'd have to suggest that Adelaide would go in as pretty strong favourites. I'm going to go with the Crows by 28 points. The Port Adelaide are just bereft of confidence. Their best players aren't playing that well at the moment. Just really down. The Crows are just doing very nicely. They've had some really big wins and are in some fantastic form. One of the form teams of the comp along with Sydney, so they should be getting this game done pretty comfortably.
Definitely, mate.
Carlton and Melbourne at the MCG. They've got the Blues, who came back late against the Lions. They lost by a few points. And Melbourne got their 3rd win in a row. They probably haven't done that for a long time, mate. The D's, what do? They bet Port Adelaide last week, that's right. And they could be maybe challenging for the 8 if North don't win these last 2. It's a intriguing game here. A lot of interest.
Yes, it's mathematically possible, as they say, which you never want to hear, but they are a chance. They need a few things to go their way. But I think this is the simplest of all those equations, is probably them beating Carlton. I think they're a very good team at the moment. They're up with a bit of confidence, these, and playing some reasonable footy. And Carlton, they've really hit a serious hurdle. They've just struggled after that mid-season good form, and I think they've lost 9 in a row or something like that. So,
yep, correct.
Yeah, not finishing very well. The D's for me by 27 points.
Solid. I'm going to go with the Demons by 31 points. I think they're playing a great brand of footy at the moment. They're really sort of attacking the game and getting some good scores and good results on their behalf. And Carlton they're really out of form, as you could say. yeah, as you said, lost the last 9 in a bit of a rut. Could all change, sometimes these weird games, you lose 9 or you win 9 and you lose or win the next one, all depending on which side of the table you're on. But we'll be barracking hard for Carlton, won't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'd be nice to enter that final game with the D's having nothing to play for. That'd be nice.
Yeah, and I still think they'll play 100% no matter what. But yeah, look, you'd think the D's too strong. Moving on to Brisbane and Geelong at the Gabba. The Lions got a win. Yeah, their 3rd win of the season, so Leper will be happy with that. Got over Carlton at home, and Geelong, well, they got over the line against Richmond, and that's about all that happened. More in-depth thoughts in the review from Shorty and myself, but rough tip and thoughts here, mate.
Yeah, I'll tip Geelong by 49 points, mate. I mean, part of me always thinks that we could get a big win, but we've shown that we don't sort of just dismantle sides. But, yeah, I don't hold too much concern. Despite the Lions winning last week, I think we'll get home pretty comfortable winners and hopefully continue with more of that last quarter and less of the first 3.
Yeah, I'd like to have your optimism, mate. I'm going to go with the Cats by 27 points. I think, yeah, we should be good enough to get the job done. Dangerfield, Selwood out of the middle, you name it. We should have plenty of weapons. Hopefully they can all fire. And again, yeah, I think it'll be closer than what a lot of people are expecting. And yeah, I'm only going off past results, which every time I played against the top 8 side, besides Gold Coast, it's been close. And yeah, haven't been that great. And Brisbane as well, earlier in the year. So yeah, we should be getting a win there. Final game, we've got Essendon and the Western Bulldogs at Etihad Stadium. The Bombers got their 2nd win of the season. They'll be wrapped with that. The 2 bottom teams got a win. And the Western Bulldogs just grinded out a win. Bontempelli, fantastic.
Yeah, no, I think the Dogs will be too strong nonetheless. Yeah, it's interesting when the 2 bottom sides get up in 1 week after hardly getting a win all year. But
Yep.
yeah, no, the Dogs, they'll be too good, I think. So many injuries, but they've still got a pretty quality list and are well coached and well drilled, which still produces some pretty good footy as we've seen. So I'm going to tip them by 50 points, mate. I think they'll have a nice win here.
Good stuff. I'm going to go with the Western Bulldogs by 68 points. Yeah, I believe they'll be way too strong. The Bombers, yeah, nice win last week against Gold Coast at home. That's all good and well. But the Doggies will be hungry for a nice big win. Better percentage, and get a big score on the board. Jakey Stringer been out of form lately. A bit of a shoulder complaint, as we both have seen on Footy Classified. Lloydie highlighting in there, just not quite going in hard in the contest. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But Doggies should be getting a big win, you would think.
Absolutely, mate. They need to.
That's right. So that's the tips for round 22. One more home and away round to go. And put on your seatbelts because finals is around the corner. Get on the bandwagon, guys. We are excited and very nervous as well. So, yeah, don't forget.
Like you're on a first date, mate.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you couldn't put it any better than that. So, don't forget to give the video a like, share it around to your mates as well. That'd be fantastic. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips and more Geelong Cats reviews and all the rest of that. So, thanks for your time today, guys. Thanks for hanging around. We'll talk to you all next time.